Prehab, rehab, and doing what you thought was impossible. So today we're going to talk about what should I do when I feel like quitting. All right, and notice that I said when I feel like quitting and not if I feel like quitting, okay? Anytime that you embark on a journey that is going to be worthwhile, that's going to be life-changing, that's going to have a massive impact in your life and someone else's life, things are going to get hard sometimes. Things are going to get really hard. Hard to a point where you're like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Or maybe you're like, I can do this, but I don't know why the heck I'm putting myself through this pain, this discomfort to get to the end goal, right? When you're in the middle of that pain, that frustration, that discomfort, you're like, is this seriously worth it? All right? So let me give you a few examples of what I'm talking about here. All right? So first of all right, we can talk about marriage. All right? Marriage is amazing. I love being married. I love my wife, all right? But sometimes it's hard, right? You get in a fight, you're frustrated about something, you have a disagreement that you can't settle, and you're like, man, like if I wasn't married, I wouldn't have to deal with this, all right? So you just think, gosh, it would be a lot easier to just quit, okay? You can talk about your work, all right? I love my job, but there are some days that I want to smash my head into the wall, and I'm sure you feel the same way about your job, all right? So another example. All right, you might feel that way about raising children. Now, I'm sure you love your kids, and I'm about to be a dad. Our first baby's on the way, and I'm so stoked about it. I could not be more excited. All right, but I know that there are going to be moments where I am incredibly frustrated with Grayson, and I'm like, why on earth did we have kids? Hopefully, he'll never see this video. But all that being said, right, I love being married. I love my job, and I'm so excited to be a dad, and I would not change any of it. But there are going to be times where you feel like quitting, all right? And if anybody tells you otherwise, they're not a human or they're full of crap and they're just lying to you, okay? Because we want to quit, right? We don't like discomfort. All right, so that's why, here's the solution, right? You can't just quit every time you feel like quitting. You wouldn't just quit, every time you get frustrated in your marriage, or quit every time you're frustrated with your child, or quit your job just because you're mad at your boss or something, right? You don't do that. No, you're committed. You see, we have to make commitments to the big things in life, all right? Because sometimes the only thing that keeps us taking that next step, putting in the work, yeah, sometimes it's the feeling. Sometimes it's like, man, we love what we're doing right now. I'm so excited. But sometimes you don't. But the thing that keeps you coming back is that commitment, right? You think back to your wedding vows. You think back to the fact that, bro, you got to take care of this kid because he can't take care of himself, all right? And you think, look, I really need this job and I need to do this work. And so I'm committed to my boss. I'm committed to the cause. I'm going to do what needs to be done. So my question is, why don't we treat health like this, all right? Your health is incredibly important, all right? I would say it's equally as important as your marriage, your children, and your job. Because without your health, you can't really do a good job in any of those areas. So you got to get healthy. But the thing is, we don't prioritize it, okay? I see so many people, they're stoked about getting healthy. New year, new you, or whatever it is. They're spring breaks around the corner. Let's get fit and healthy, right? But then people get started and they're only riding that emotion. They never made a commitment, all right? They're only committed, or they're only going to put in the work as long as their circumstances are perfect and the feelings are high. The people who succeed are not the ones who always are stoked about what they're doing. The people who succeed are the ones who commit, all right? Because sometimes when it comes to health and fitness, the only thing keeping you in the gym, going for that walk, eating well rather than sitting on your couch and eating potato chips and ice cream, is that commitment. So listen, before you start your fitness journey, I want you to just think to yourself, all right, do I really want to make this commitment? All right, and you should, all right, but make that commitment before you get started. If you've already started, then stop for a minute, think to yourself and say, am I really committed to this? And if you're not, commit yourself, all right? So when you make that commitment, not if, but when you feel like quitting, I want you to think back to the time today when you made that commitment to yourself. Maybe you make that commitment to your spouse as well, to other people in your life to hold you accountable. When you make that commitment to your health, that's what's going to keep you going, all right? Some days you're going to feel like quitting, and it doesn't matter how many times you feel like quitting. What matters is, what do you do with that feeling? So, are you going to quit, or are you going to stay committed? I hope you choose the second one.